literature around Tuskegee and built capital or housing and structures in Tuskegee and infrastructure in Tuskegee. The literature regarding Tuskegee talks about, I guess most recent as 2023, the city of Tuskegee, the institution, and the utility board of Tuskegee has this redevelopment plan to update zoning for a tiny house segment in the city, which would be great because again, Tuskegee suffers from severe economic depression. There hasn't been a new house built in Tuskegee in over 2 decades, which is a huge problem. Some peer review articles talk about earlier plans to build and earlier extension initiatives to build houses from sustainable materials. This would not require a lot of grants or millions of dollars. This would just require the institution, those large employers, the community members to really acknowledge the land and start rebuilding the land, taking time to rebuild, focus on rebuilding the land. And other literature that I read or took into consideration for this research was archive correspondence between earlier presidents, Dr. Frederick Patterson and also Booker T. Washington, to their faculty members. You know, Booker T. Washington started the brick masonry program at Tuskegee, which is what we're known for, our learning by doing and outreach and extension services in the community. So my favorite, again, this is a personal and academic interest for me. So my personal favorite out of all of this reading were the archival letters and correspondence between presidents and faculty. Okay, so the problem statement, which I talked about, Tuskegee is facing a housing crisis. And it stems, I think, from the displacement of these early people. So I honestly feel like, again, I'm social behavioral economics, social science. So I honestly feel like it's more of a spiritual warfare that we really don't pay attention to with acknowledging that land and then taking care of that land, like really stewarding the land. And I don't feel that the land stewards have yet to fully reconcile that historical injustices in land dispossession and racial inequities. So built capital, again, those are your houses, your bridges, your pedestrian walkways, your water systems, and all of those things. Those are things that Tuskegee as a city struggles with and struggles to sustain. Again, the scope of the study, I looked at Booker T. Washington's early outreach efforts, and Frederick Patterson, a later president, he had a project called the Low Cash Cost Housing Model, and to evaluate the potential of using those earlier programs now. Because what if we can't get grant funding right away? We still have a lot of students in construction science and the social sciences to go out into these neighborhoods and work on infills and build houses that would attract industry.